Well, it seems that I'm now live, so I'll just set my camera up there. And I'll just wait a little while, see if anyone is going to join me, and I'll just set it up on my computer. 3 people watching. Ooh. Go on then, say hello. 6 watching now. Hello everyone, hello. Go on, don't be shy, say hello. Have a little slurp on my brew whilst I'm waiting for you. Julie's here. Hiya Julie. And Jackie. Oh, good morning. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon here. Kat's here. Are you going to sing for us? I tell you what I've got trapped in my head at the moment, actually, Kat. There's an advert on TV here in the UK, and it goes, lucky, lucky, lucky me, I'm a lucky son of a gun. I can't stop singing it. Will that do you? Hi, Elaine. Morning, Flora from Florida. Hi there, Maureen. Cat, yeah. Excellent. Who else have I missed? Jews van der Garden. I think that's how you say it. I love it when everyone from abroad comes on and their names come up. Some of them are quite difficult to say. June Matson from Rotterdam, from Holland. Hiya, Jews. Angela, morning from Ohio. It's amazing, really, isn't it, when you think about it, that not so long ago we weren't able to do this and chat live with people all across the world. I think it's quite amazing. Just give it another couple of minutes. Well, maybe 1 minute. Oh, tell you what, I need my brew today, ladies. My throat's not so good today. For those who don't know, I had to retire early from work due to ill health. So I've got got a bit of a throaty problem going on that I've got to live with for the rest of my life. But yeah, sometimes it affects my voice. So best way of coping with it really is to just keep lubricated with a cup of tea. How very British of us. Oh dear. Right, I'm going to make a little start. So for those of you who haven't seen this before, this is my glue book. I don't profess to be any kind of an expert. This is just my way of switching off, I suppose, really. I craft, or I work with crafts from morning through to night. Hiya, Sheila. So from the moment I get up to the moment I go to bed, I craft, either by completing orders, doing post stuff, creating stuff, writing instructions, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes I just want to create for me. Hi, Debbie. Oh, you're just down the road in Lincolnshire. Hi, Sheila. So this is just a little bit of me playing. I recently had excuse me, I recently had, my landlord decided he wanted to paint my whole flat, so I had to move it was like a big jigsaw. I had to move everything around to allow for the painter to get in each of the rooms. And so I've actually now swapped rooms. So this room that I'm now in was actually my living room, and it's now my workroom. And the room that I did use as my workroom has now become my living room. What was the point of me telling you that? Oh yeah, so I knew there was a reason. And so I had to sort out a lot of stuff to make room for everything to be able to fit in. So I started going through all my old embroidery magazines, and I was just going to throw them out. I was like, do you know what? I've had enough. I'm decluttering. Just chuck, Carol. And when I looked through them, I was a bit, oh, I don't know about doing that. So I actually started cutting bits out. Hi, Natalie. Well done for remembering. So I actually started cutting stuff out. And then I thought, I ended up with so much stuff that I was like, in a million years, I am never going to make enough journals to be able to utilise all this stuff. Hi there, Sabine from Germany. Hello. So I decided that I watched quite a few videos of glue books and collage books, and I thought, do you know what? Actually, I could do that with some of the images that I've cut out, because I've cut them out because I like them. They just appeal to me from an artist stroke designer point of view. I love the colours, I love the composition of them, and as I say, I know that I'm never going to make enough journals in my lifetime to be able to utilise all those images. And so I thought, I know, I'll do a glue book. So I've got rid of loads of magazines, I would say cleared loads of space on my shelves, but I've filled them up with other stuff. So there's still no extra space, but hey ho. So this is the glue book that I've started. So that was my front cover, which I did with the Franken pages. And this was the pages that we started with last week. Now I'm doing this on my Facebook group as a challenge, just to give everyone something a little bit different to do. So each week I'm giving a few prompts as to what they can do on their pages, because there's a lot of people who haven't done this before. And so last week it was choose a colour. So mine was red, basically because of the images that I chose. So I haven't done any more to it. This is my downtime. And so we're going to come to today's prompt very shortly. But before I start, I just wanted to show you a couple of magazines. Now, there's a lot of people who have seen and heard of Daphne's Diary. Hiya, Diane. Don't worry that you're a bit late to the party. You're here now, when you just started, really. And there's a lot of people who wow over Daphne's Diary. Now, this is the only one that I've purchased so far. And for me personally, it's okay. I'm not there going like, oh my God, Daphne's Diary, got to have it on subscription. I mean, I like images like this. You know, these pretty decorative things. But, you know, yeah, it was all right. I might try another at another stage. Oh, there was some wrapping paper in the middle, you know, which I quite liked. Let's get it out. Oh. Ooh. So I quite like that, but I liked the inspiration it gave me to maybe see about having a go at creating my own. So I thought I could ink up some paper and then stamp white on it, doing white embossing powder on it. So it gave me sort of a few ideas. But as I say, it's not my total favourite, but yeah, I got a few ideas from it. The other book that everyone was talking about was Womankind. This was another one. And again, I went through it and I was like, yeah, okay, there's a few images in there, but there's not masses. So, yeah. I was a little bit disheartened because I was really expecting lots and lots of inspiration. There was some, but there wasn't masses. But I do love this cover because this is just collage from all sorts of different bits of paper, which I thought, ooh, now that gives me an idea. So that's why I like looking at images, because they inspire me to go and do other things with them. So I just wanted to show you those two magazines because some of you might not have seen them before, or you might have some and think, don't know what to do with them. Well, you can start to cut them out, and I'm going to show you something else with them in a minute. Let me put them over there out the way. Now, this came through the post yesterday or the day before. You know how we get this junk mail? And this came through, and because it's made up into a little booklet, and it's actually quite firm paper, I thought, there's another one, Carol. So this is my next glue book, ready to be decorated, and there's not many pages on it. So I thought that I would actually set myself a theme with this one. Yeah, and I'll do a themed one. So because my other love is embroidery, I might actually do this as a sewing type glue book. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Okay. Anything I need to comment on? Hi there, Christy. Oh, you're subscribed to it, are you, Lynn? I'm with you on the Daphne's Diary. Yeah, yeah. There's just something just not quite enough for me. I can get inspiration from other magazines better. Wonderful colours. Going to walk on my treadmill whilst I listen to you. That's a bit extreme, Julie. Love that collage lady. Yeah, I know. I like that collage lady too. No, I wouldn't buy the mag again. You've thrown it. You've thrown it, Lynn. What have you thrown? Have you thrown the Daphne's Diary magazine away? Okay, right. So I went through those magazines. I got them out last night and I went through them. And there were some images where there were a full page. And so I've already stuck those in my glue book. So I wanted to show you just what I've done with them. So this one, it was just the image. I've just cut it up because I liked the whole image and it covered a whole page. So I've stuck it in so that it's now ready, that if I want to add anything else to it, then I can do. I did put a piece of goldy, coppery washi tape down the edge as well. But as I come across other things, I can add to these. So if, you know, you come across full pages of images, just stick them into your glue book so that they're ready for you to add other stuff. This was also from the same magazine and the same article, so that's why they're very similar in colours. But what I did here was I laid some washi tape down first, then I put the image on top, and then there was a little saying on the page opposite in the magazine. So I cut that out, and the strip of paper that I cut off the actual page, I stuck the message on top of that strip of paper and then stuck it all on top, and then I've just outlined it. So if you can see that, I've just outlined it with a bit of a brown pit marker pen. Our own life has to be our message, which is very true. So I've kind of got those ready that if I want to add some more, then I can do. And then this was another one of the images that I liked. There was another article on, it was about Asian women. Can't remember which part of Asia, but it was about Asian women. And there was this artist had done all these paintings. Now, I'm a great fan of Monet. I do like Monet art. And that's why I think I liked this one, because it's got a series, loads of dots in it as well, which was very Monet-esque. But I thought that the colours as well, and I loved the texture. And you see all this, can you see the texture in there? And it's just printed, it's not texture, but obviously the original painting was. But I loved those textures on it too. So I've got that now in my glue book too, so that again, if I want to add to it, or if I want to decorate this page up so that it sort of complements this one, then, you know, I could do something with that. The only other page that I pulled out was this one. And again, it's very Monet-esque, because it's made up of a series of dots again. Well, lines for the branches, obviously, but the leaves and that were all made up with dots. So can you see that bottom bit here, the grass down by the river? The flowers are done with dots again. So again, that appealed to me as well. because of the Monet side of things. But because I've now glued that in place, anything that I come across relating to this image or that inspires me that will go with it, I've got this already in place and I'm not going to lose it because it's already stuck in my book. True words, yeah, very true. The Happiness magazine, I've not seen that one. So, down to today's. Now, as I say, I don't profess to be any kind of a professional when it comes to doing this. This is just me playing, me relaxing. So that's my get out clause if it turns out rubbish. Now then, I showed in... I've got a pile of stuff at the side here. I showed in the original video that I did this, I'll show you the front cover. Yeah, try not to knock my stand. So it was this Love magazine, and in it was this lady that I have showed before, and I want to use her and I want to put some butterfly wings on. So I'm actually going to be cutting her out in a bit, but I was trying to think of a way in which I could decorate the background page to then be able to sit her on top of it. So I came up with a bit of a plan. Now, whether it's going to work or not, I don't know. We'll just have to give it a go. So what I thought about using was, I've got some dictionary pages. And I know that if you're into journaling, we've all got loads of these. So I'm going to use some of those. I have got some pre-printed tissue paper. Just something come up on my screen that's going to get me way. There we go. So I've got some pre-printed tissue paper. Now, there is no reason why you can't just get a piece of white tissue paper, and if you've got script stamps, you can just, you know, stamp all that over the top of the tissue paper, and then you've got your own then. So yeah, so I've got that as well. So I've tried to go for a bit of a black and whitey kind of background. I think that's the kind of thing that I'm going to try and do. I've got loads of book pages, you know, where I've used the front covers of books. So I've got loads of book pages, so, you know, I could use those if I wanted to. Although I'm not going to use these today. I'm going to stick to the dictionary pages just for today. And then the other thing that I've got is that I've got loads of music books with music paper in. Now these are vintage, so they're a little bit yellowy. I'm going to try one and see what it looks like and see how it turns out. Just hang on, slurp a tea. Ooh, it might be too yellow, but it might tone in with everything, with the background paper. Anyway, we're gonna see. Bit trial and error today. So that's what I'm sort of aiming to use. Now the other thing that I've got too is, not so long back, we all wowed in the UK about a magazine that came out, and it had these stamps on the front, this stamp set, which was quite amazing because it's got script on it, pen nibs, postage stuff, ink blots, quills, bottles of ink, butterfly, dragonfly, bee, honeycomb, bit of damask, bit of an image there, typewriter. Got loads of different sorts of things that we could use on it. So I thought that I might also do a little bit of stamping today as well. The other thing that I also love is mandalas, and so I've got these wooden mandala stamps, so I'm going to have a go at using those as well. Anyway, all a bit of a play, just for a bit of fun, just see what we come up with. Right, so I'm going to use my Stampin' Up! Classic Basic Grey pad, ink pad, because I just felt that if I put black, if I stamped the images in black onto the papers, it would be too stark a contrast, and it would, what's the words I'm looking for? Come on, think about it, Carol. It would detract, that's the word I'm looking for. It would detract away from the focal point, which is the lady. So I thought if I do them in the grey, they kind of blend into the background a little bit. And so, I'm not the best stamper in the world, I do have to say. So I've got my bit of foam pad, which I got from Hobbycraft. So let's have a little bit of a go of stamping on some of these dictionary pages and see what happens. Now then, what I thought was that if I stamp a couple of these on there. So I'm just going to do one at the bottom. I never get the even pressure right. I'm going to have to get myself one of those stamparatus type operations, you know, when you, yeah, I'm going to have to get me one of them, I think. Yeah, you see, I think that the grey looks quite nice. Not very well stamped, but it looks quite nice because it doesn't stand too prominent. Whereas if I'd used black, I think it would really, really stand out. Let's do this one. Okay. Ooh, another rubbish stamp there, Carol. I tell you, I'm not good at this stamping malarkey. I hate it when it goes all like great on one side and then pale on the other. This is why I need one of those stamping apparatus things. Okay. Let's give it a really good dab with the ink. Right, so on this one I did it at top and bottom. This one I'm going to try and do it sort of an all over so that the whole thing is covered. Sound effects. Slightly better. Maybe I didn't put quite enough ink on. So can I just ask then, who's actually having a go at making a glue book? Who, since they've been watching these videos, has thought, do you know what, I'm going to have a go at that. Oh, you've all gone quiet on me. So you've done your first page, Maureen. What colour did you choose? Oh, I can't be standing up, Lynn. That's too much like hard work. Autumnal reds and oranges. Do you like the sound effects? Anyway, it doesn't matter if it's not printed correctly, because I'm going to rip it up now anyway. Got mine ready. My husband bought me a vintage farmyard book, which I'm using. Purple's my colour. Diane, not yet, but I have plenty of books to work into. Love the inspiration, though. Have you first stamp on another paper? Right, so my idea is that I'm now going to rip these up. And I'm going to rip them into fours. And I don't want any straight edges. And I'm just going to make myself a little pile. Now, as I say, this might not work. It might be a totally rubbish idea. but I'm going to give it a go anyway. It's only paper at the end of the day. Da-da-dum. Oh, I nearly sung to you then again, Cat. My singing must be really bad if you think it's funny when I sing. So I'm not being precious about it, apart from making sure that I've got no straight edges. Got my book from the Works, £3. It's 8x8. They do have A4 size and my colour is purple. Still collecting and cutting out, but it's a start. Well done, June. What did you say, Sheila? I hope to, but mine will likely be mostly photo type things, places I went to see, foresty, woodsy, botanical, cabin in the woods. My happy place book, nice idea. Also need to make the book. You better crack on, June. Sheila, why are you here? Go on, crack on making that book. Okay, let's rip this one up now. So the other thing I want to do is I want to do some kind of an art book as well. In fact, that's a lie. I've already got an art book, but I want to do more of it. Where's me? Now I want a couple of ripped squares that don't have anything on, because I want to be able to stamp some images of butterflies on, maybe. Mixed media. That's the other thing that I really like. But again, it's not something that I want to do all the time. I see that as my playtime, doing mixed media. Just having a little, it's like doodling. I like doodling. Just something a little bit different to break up the monotony of doing the same thing all the time. Right, so these are my plainer ones. And those are my stamped ones. Okay. Time for the book. Let's move them out the way. Okay, where did I put my book? It's there. Okay, so I've just chosen a page at random. Anyway, yeah, just chosen a page at random. And what I'm now going to do is get a bit of plastic out. Sorry, moving the camera then. Let me move that back around a bit. Okay, so I've got my Preach Stick glue. The other thing I'm going to do is just going to tear some of this tissue paper. When I go looking for that tissue paper in a bit, tell me it's over there, because I'll forget. So I'm just going to tear off some bits of tissue paper, and again, various sizes, and not being precious about it. Okay, so I'm going to stick down a couple of the tissue ones to start with. So I'm just going to randomly put some glue on, and then just randomly stick on some bits of tissue paper. The good thing is, because this is a ring bound book, if I make a really rubbish job of this, a bit more on there, I could just rip the page out. And the good thing is as well with this is there's no right or wrong. There might be in terms of how it appeals to you. That'll do to start with. Okay, so now I'm going to put some of my stamped bits on top. And so I'm going to put some glue on the back of these. And then again, just randomly stick them on. So what I'm basically doing is I'm just creating a background for my main image to then sit on. And it doesn't matter if they overlap. It also doesn't matter if the words are the wrong way around. So if they're upside down, sideways on. There. Is there anyone on here who's actually done a glue book before? Or a collage book even? Shrink them down a bit. Sorry, there are sometimes I just go into my own little world. Just nudge me. If I stop talking. Scrapbook, yeah, you see, I used to do scrapbooks when I was... In fact, I tell you what I did when I was a kid then. And I think it's what really inspired me to get into crafts was... I don't know if any of you remember, there was a programme that was on during the school summer holidays called Why Don't You? And for those of you who live abroad and haven't heard of it, the full title of the TV programme was Why Don't You Go and Switch Off Your TV Set and Go and Do Something Less Boring Instead? But generally it was known as Why Don't You? And it reminded me because there was an advert on the TV the other day, and they used that song title from the programme, and it did make me chuckle. But I used to do like I used to love doing scrapbooking, but I also used to do I used to like making my own like magazines and stuff. So I was sort of doing journaling even then. Okay, so now I'm just sticking some of that tissue paper on top now. So I had some underneath and now I'm sticking some on the top. So it adds a little bit of dimension. I used to love that programme. Where did I just put my glue? There. Too busy looking at the screen. And it doesn't matter either if it's a little bit wrinkled. That's the other thing I like about doing this, is it doesn't have to be precise. So I think we need a bit up there. So I need to start balancing it out now. Which way around do I want that? I want that there. So the prompt for today was, what was it, text? Forgot what I put, forgot my own prompt. Text, people, and stamps. Let's do 2. I don't really want too much of that brown showing through really. do need to remember to leave space for some of the blank ones. I might add some more stamps on there. In fact, let's add a couple of those on now so I don't forget. Let's have a look. One there maybe. I think I want one up here. In fact, what I might do, thinking about it, is I think with these butterflies, I might do them with Versamark ink, and then put some embossing powder on so that they'll stand out a little bit. I think if I put some down there, it's starting to create quite a nice bit of texture and pattern. So as I say, this is all going to be in the background, so at the moment it might look like a mess to everyone else, but it'll all start to come together. And as I say, the great thing about this is no right or wrong. You see, now, I was never into paper dolls. That didn't appeal to me at all. I think I was a bit too much of a tomboy, really, to be into paper dolls. Not tomboyish in the sense of like wanting to play football and all of that, but certainly wasn't into dolls. So, you know, like as a teenager, like all your mates were into, well, for my era, Donny Osmond, David Cassidy. Now, loved music, but just was not into the boy bandy sort of thing. I mean, we were dragged up on music in our house. My dad was a big music fan. How are we looking, Carol? Yeah, starting to get there, I think. Watching, learning and getting a feel for my style. The thing is, I don't know if there is if you can create your own style, I suppose. I think it depends on what you like and what you don't like. Put some little ones at the bottom. Just break that up a bit. The glue's getting a little bit on the gloopy side. Around that way. And again, it doesn't matter if it overhangs the edge a little bit either. Right, let's have a look at that from afar. Bring it up closer so I can see it on the big screen. Yeah. Interesting, Carol. Interesting. Okay. Right. What I'm actually going to do now is I'm going to cut out my lady. I'm just going to put that to one side a minute. Have a slurp of my tea. Anyone else got a brew? Yeah, you see the glue book, Sheila. I think it's quite an American thing, the glue book, because I had this discussion a while back now. Because someone was asking about, you know, what's on another group, what's the difference between a glue book and a scrapbook and this book and that book. And I put my 4 pence in, and I was actually torn down a little bit, but not to worry, I didn't take it personally. But because I was trying to say that this was a scrapbook, and there were quite a few ladies who went, no, it's a glue book. And I think it depends on which country you come from. When I was a kid, that's what we used to call these, scrapbooks. We didn't make them quite so pretty because we were kids. But yeah, I think it's an American terminology, the glue book. And you know, these things evolve over the years, don't they? You know? And does it matter at the end of the day? I had a lady pulled me up about one of my early videos the other day, saying that I shouldn't be calling it a junk journal because there was no junk in it. And I said, well, you know, I now call them journals rather than junk journals. But when I first started out, that's what I started calling them, was junk journals. Because you get to learn these terminologies as you explore more and find out more about the craft. But don't matter really at the end of the day. To me, it's paper, it's glue. We're getting fun and enjoyment out of doing it. What's in a name? You know? But I understand that those that probably just concentrate on junk journals probably want to be differentiated from those that maybe use digital kits and the like. Each to their own is what I say. There's that. Oh, there's a bit of fluff there. Cut that out. So in this glue book, I just want it to be a collection of pictures that I really like, or images, I should say, not pictures necessarily, but images that I really like. So that I'm basically almost making my own magazine that as a kid, watching Why Don't You, I would have loved to have created my own magazine. And then I can flick through it at my own leisure with all the pictures in that I like. That give me inspiration, whether it be through colour, design, techniques. There we go. So that's my lady cut out. What I'm actually going to do, I think, is I'm just going to cut round the top of her head a little bit more. Yeah, because she looks like she's wearing a bit of a halo. And now I'm not bursting into, is it Beyonce's song, Halo? There we go, is that a bit better? Yes, we're liking that. I think put her on there. In fact, if I have her down here at the bottom, maybe. Okay. Let me just have a look and see what you've all been putting. Yours has gone cold as usual. Yeah, mine has as well, to be fair. Oh, Mary's here. I am Mary. Hi, Carol. Just turned in with a coffee. I've been collagening myself today. Nice to watch what you do. Thank you. Christy, Evie Bell Johnson. I wish I had a brew. There you go, Evie. Do you want my cold one? Red wine. How very grown up. You just buy a book and start gluing things in. Exactly. Mary, you say potato and I say potato. Exactly. Yes, I do know what you mean. Sheila, yes, glue book to my super limited experience is what we used to know as a scrapbook. They keep changing the names of things, very annoying. You're more my sister's age, Carol. She was into Donny. Well, how old do you think I am? I might not be, Lynn. I might be nearer your age. Is that what a glue book is? Well, basically a glue book, a collage book is where you just put a mishmash of pictures. Well, actually, mishmash is wrong. Is where you cover the whole page in a series of pictures and images, whether you put them in a semblance of order in terms of you have a full page just full of butterflies or a full page full of flowers, then that's up to you. I personally think that a glue book is a little bit more structured in terms of how you attach things onto the page to make them look more decorative. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Too many folks like to try and make rules and regulations, in my view. This is about enjoying yourself. I'm with you on that one, Diane. I was into more T-Rex. Oh dear. Right. So I'm going to put her on there in a bit because my other thought then was I've got this lovely concise butterfly and moth guide, and it has got, look, big butterflies. It's got little ones in here as well, but it's got some really nice big butterflies in here. And so I thought about cutting out one of these butterflies. Ooh, maybe a blue one. And putting the butterfly wings behind her. Blue might be quite nice. There was a tortoise shell up here as well that I saw. Painted lady, red admiral. There we go, the tortoise shell. Don't know about that. Might go back to that blue one. The other thing that I've got as well is I've got these die cuts of these butterflies. And I did think about using one of these. But I've only got them in cream. So I did think that I might have to colour it. Because as you can see, if I use it as the cream, it's just going to get lost on the background, isn't it? And if I do it up close. But I quite like the lacy effect of the die cut, as opposed to, where's that blue one gone? Let's use that blue one again. So that would be the blue one. Right, let's have a vote. Die cut butterfly, which I'll need to colour up, or blue butterfly as it is. I'm just going to cut out her arms whilst you're having a vote. Let me find the scissors. The blue one, the blue one, the blue. Just finished your hot chocolate. You have to bed, Sheila. The blue one. Oh, seems like the blue's the most popular. Poke a hole in there. Ooh, whipped it. I think this woman's arms have been photoshopped. No one has thin arms like that. Blue, blue. Now, isn't that funny? Because I thought that you would all go for the die cut. As I say, I think with that die cut coloured up in a different colour. Colour, that was very brummy, wasn't it? In a different colour. Ooh, got too much to cut out of that bit. In fact, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I am actually going to colour in that die cut butterfly, and then we'll see what you all think. Okay, let's have a go at colouring this up. Ooh, sparkly pens or watercolour pens. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. Let's go with this pale blue first. See what that looks like. I'll use these for a little while. See if there's any ink in there. Yes, there is. Okay. I'm just going to colour it all in for now. Now this is pearlised card, so I don't know how well this is going to adhere to the card. These are Spectrum Noir sparkle pens, by the way, just in case you were wondering. And they do give off a bit of a glittery effect. I haven't got my heat tool to hand, but I'd probably be better off trying this with my heat tool once I've coloured it in. Some more ink in the chamber. Do you remember, Mary? We swapped a while ago. I came across your things the other day that we swapped. It was the decorated envelope. Was it a decorated envelope and a notebook? I can't remember now, but there was definitely a decorated envelope. Ooh. Oh, I should have done that on some paper. Got a bit of stenciling going on. Didn't you think of that, Carol? Right, now I can't put it down really because... let's put it down. Right. So it definitely needs to be stronger than that. That's still too pale, isn't it? What other colours we got? Let's have a go with purple. Let's have a purple flutter by. Finishing walking now. Finishing walking, I'd be flat out on the floor, I think. Right, let's do some random. Okay, let's do blue on the other side again. We'll go with some random colours so it looks flutterby-ish. So this is where I just don't get the time to play like this normally during the week. It's nice to get, I've got all these pens, inks, and I rarely get the chance to use them. So this for me is really quite therapeutic. By the way, have you noticed how quiet it is without the girls around? Bless them. They are lovely girls, you know. And someone was sort of saying last week it would be lovely to see them. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen because they are underage, and so I can't have them coming onto YouTube for you all to see. Okay. I like the random bit. Looking a bit more butterfly-esque now, isn't it? But still not quite strong enough. Let's have a look at this purple that I've got. brighter. Right, let's let that dry a little. Right, let's have a read. Colour the lacy one blue. That tool, what tool? Maureen's splash of colour is nice. Julie, finished walking now. Marie, yes I do. Sheila's embroidery. Glued in my first 2 pages using some leftover papers and some cut out flowers. I love live shows, hearing your thought processes and everyone's choices and ideas. A cobalt blue would be great too, a personal favourite. I'm sorry I missed it. Is the butterfly paper? So yeah, it's a die cut, and it was die cut from some pearlescent cardstock. I don't know whether you'll be able to catch the glitter on that. If I tilt it very slightly and slowly, you might be able to see the glitter. That's why I got those. I'm not a massively glittery person, but I did think that having a little bit of glitter might be quite nice. See, now if I put her on like that, let me bring her up close for you to see. What do you think? I quite like the die cut one. No, still like the brighter blue. Okay, let me cut out the brighter blue one then, and we'll have a look, because I have a feeling that this might be too small. Let's have a look. It's on the back there. No, we're all right. I'll just cut it out rough. Oh, this is the male of the species. Okay, so that's the, oops. So that's the actual butterfly. Bearing in mind I can pull the butterfly wings out a bit further because I need to cut them in half. Yeah, got to do that, Sheila. Great minds think alike, you see. Okay, let's do it. Bear in mind I haven't cut it out properly yet. Right, go on then. Thoughts and opinions. I'm having a slip of my brew. Don't know about you lot. For contrast, the blue is better. I like the butterfly on the next page. What page number was that? Oh, that one. That's the female version of that one. Pretty much one and the same, really. It's got a bit more black on it, maybe. How about the two? I wonder if it'll work with two. Have that one on, then that one. As I say, bearing in mind that it needs to be cut out properly, I could put both on. Right, I'll tell you what, let's cut this one out properly and then decide with what you've really got, Carol. My fingers are a bit slip sliding now. I've been using my inks. I've got ink on my fingers. goes really quiet. You should be able to hear the cogs in my brain working whilst I'm thinking. Okay, bring you down a bit. Okay. What do you think of the two? Oh, I missed that. What was the Diane's idea? Now, why now try the die cut over the cut? In the wings. Oh, Maureen don't like that. There they do, I want the wings. I like a so. Okay. I still like both. Just had a thought. What do you reckon? £2 doesn't stand out well. I haven't finished yet, Sheila. I'm going to be outlining it. Not bad. It's your book, Carol. Yeah, I know. The thing is, why I'm asking, because I am going to do my own thing at the end of the day, but why I'm asking is that it gets you thinking about what you think is right or wrong. And I mentioned this last week, is just because I do something a certain way doesn't mean it's right, because beauty's in the eye of the beholder and everyone has different ideas of what looks good and what doesn't. So, but me showing you is to make you sort of start to think, well, actually, yeah, I quite like that idea, but if she did this, then that would look quite good. And in fact, I'll do that on my own book. So it's to make you start to go through a bit of the thought process, I suppose, really. It's a lot of possibilities, yeah, and I'm a typical Libran as well, so trying to make up my own mind is like nigh on impossible. I think I'm going to do something along those lines. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out those top wings and I'm going to cut off the antennae, so I don't want them poking out because they look a bit odd. And I am going to cut down that bit there. So I've now got that wing. And that wing. Okay. So let's just check on the position. So I want her down at the bottom. And if I do that there, that there. The wick. It moved. That was polite as well from me. Wick. Right, I think I quite like that. So if I carefully lift her up, pencil. Knocking stuff on the floor. They're coming to take me away again, Cat. I want to put a little mark there. Because I'm just going to glue them. Come on, lid. There we go. It moved. Okay. Right, I'm not pushing them down just yet. I'm just gonna just roughly position them. So I'm hoping that if I act quick enough, let's have a look. Yeah, that's about right. Okay, push them down. Ta-da! Okay, let's stick my lady down. Oh, I'm working in a bit of a mucking fuddle. Let me turn you over. Oops. Let's get her stuck on. Alright. Now then, I'm not going to do any line drawing on her just yet because I'm going to wait for that glue to go off a little. But I have got a selection of, and if you watched one of my other videos, which was to do the chipboard butterflies, I'll put some coloured ones on so you can maybe see better, but I thought I could include a couple of the chipboard butterflies, especially maybe the music paper ones if I ink them up. And the other thing that I've got is I've got some paper, just plain paper ones, so I could have a look through those. No, totally the wrong colour. But, you know, I thought I could put some other butterflies on as well. And then I've also got, come on there, I've got some really dinky tiny, teeny tiny, look. No bigger than the end of my finger. So I thought I could put a selection of those on dotted around. So I quite like the music butterflies. So let me ink the edge of these up. I'll do it in the purple. Make sure I've got some ink in the barrel again. There we go. Sorry, I've gone quiet again. I'm consecrating. Big sigh. Oh heck, I might be messing this up. Not doing a grand job of this. I might be better off using, oh look, got a complete splodge now. We're meant to do that. There we go, yeah. Well, I've completely nicky-nacky noodled that one up. Oh dear. Look, I'm covered in ink now. Let's look like I really meant to do that. Cover it in a bit of the blue. Then I could add some of my stickles on in a bit. Yeah, look, if I put something like that on. Oh, sorry, my hand's in the way. So I could put some stickles on. Lift it up so that you can see a bit better. Yeah, I meant to make my butterfly look like that. Liar, liar, bum's on fire. Okay, do the same with the other one now. Let's do blue first, because it should dry a little bit paler too. Oh, I tell you what I watched last night, film-wise. My Prime Video thingy came up in my emails, and it had Emma Thompson. Sorry, Dame Emma. That one where she has to make that decision about the boy with the leukemia and the blood transplant. Not transplant. What's the word? Blood transfusion. Because of his religion, they said that he couldn't have it. Anyway, they authorised in the end for him to have it. But that wasn't the main part of the story. It was a little bit odd, to be fair. It wasn't what I was expecting at all. Has anyone else seen it? Leave them to dry a bit. Looks like a fairy now. Yes, she does. Yes, that blue butterfly looks good, pretty. Oh dear, Carol had a mess. Yeah. Had to catch up with the rest later. Dinner's calling. Okay, Debbie, enjoy your dinner. Do me some, will you? Lovely. I think I'll put some tiny ones on a dress. Nice idea. Like that one, June. Like that one. Yes to both now. Serendipity. Good movie. See, I wasn't sure whether I liked it or not, because it took me somewhere that I wasn't expecting. I think because I was expecting it all to be about his religion and the court process, and I thought it was going to be all about that, and of course it wasn't. Went on to other things. Put a bit of green in now as well. Don't know if I like the green, but hey ho. Well, at least I've got some glittery butterflies. I'm just going to sit them on top for a minute. As I say, I can always put some stickles on. And then, as you say, if I punch out some little tiny butterflies in a darker blue, because these are all too pale, I think. So even if I put the little teeny tiny ones on. Yeah. The other thing I think I'm going to do is I'm going to outline her. Just give her a bit of a sort of a shadow effect. And I'm just using my Pit pen, but I might just water it down a little as well, so that it smudges in a little bit more. I'd be better off with a grey than the brown. Have I got a grey in? No, got a blue though. I'll look at the blue. And everything starts to stand out a little bit better. Because once I've gone around the outline, there's my water pen gone. Have I got any water in here? Yes, I have. Too much water on the brush. So I've just used a water, an aquarella pen, which means that when I add water to it, it should smudge a bit. And you see how it's creating the colour just beyond this point now. starts to give her a little bit of an outline. And a thin one around that bit. Yeah. So I can start to do that all the way around her now, and I can start to do it through the other butterflies too. And then, as I say, I think that if I punch out, and in fact in this book there's some smaller blue butterflies, so I might cut some of these out and add some of these to the picture. I'm going to call it a day, I think, ladies. Yeah, because you've got the general idea of sort of where I'm going with it and what I'm thinking of. And I don't like them now. We're taking you off. Don't like you. I'm going to do something else with you, I think. Put you on there, ready for later. Might just do you pale blue. Yeah, I think it needs a couple of the big ones on. And then I might cut out a couple of the realistic ones. Finish outlining her. I think I'm going to ink up the edge of the paper as well. Yeah, I think that'll look quite nice when it's all completed. So I think that I'm going to go off and go and play and finish this off, and I'll show you what it looks like next week. But if you want to join along, the prompt, as I say, was text and people and stamping, because I haven't stamped any butterflies on yet. Oh, have I? Ooh, so I might have a go at doing some stamping as well. Let me just have a read through. She brings it to life. Oh, I love her. I just love her with I just think she's a brilliant actress. A little bit but love her. Her obvious torment between the law and her own feelings. Yeah, very true. Oh, it's chucking it down here. It's nice here. It's quite sunny. Cold but sunny. Amazing how it evolves and all comes together, isn't it? Yeah, you just keep adding a bit more and a bit more, and build it up slowly, bit by bit by bit, and it all starts to then come together. So as I say, when I first put this on, I bet some of you were looking at it thinking, what a bloody mess. But yeah, it all does start to sort of come together. No, it wouldn't, Julie. Actually, I'm going to rephrase that. It will if you think about it too much. Sometimes if you sit and think about it and messing about like I was doing here with the wings, if I hadn't been doing it live, I'd have stuck those on ages ago, but I wanted you to go through the thought process of seeing what you could actually do and which you preferred and stuff. But sometimes you can think it through too much rather than just going, plonk it on, stick it on, move on to the next bit, because you can always eradicate it. So like these butterflies that I did, don't like them. Didn't stick them on, so that's them gone. But you could always cover it over with something else. It won't come off. Thank you, June. Yes, it was nice to spend time with you all again. And I'll set up another challenge for next week. As I say, if any of you want to join in on the Facebook group and come and see what everyone else is doing, then please see about joining us there. And for those of you that are having Sunday lunch with your roast spuds and your Yorkshire puds, and think of me, won't you, having beans on toast? I know, woe is me. The joys of living alone. No point cooking myself a Sunday dinner. Okay, I think that's me done for now. For the negative ninnies that do the thumbs down, go and find somewhere else to go and play. You're boring. Okay, I'm off. Thank you very much for joining me, all of you. And I'll see you all again, obviously, during the week. Oh, in fact, no, before I go. For those of you that are doing the country diary journals along with me, because I had the grandkids last week and part of the week before, it's thrown my schedule out completely. So I actually am coming back to the country diary journal this coming week. So there'll be more on that coming up on my YouTube channel too. So watch out for that, because I want to get that one done, dusted and finished, because I've got a special journal coming up ready for Easter. So yeah. Right, I'm off now. Thanks very much for joining me, ladies. I don't think there were any gents. And I'll see you all again soon. Thanks very much for watching. Bye for now. Oh, you see, I can never work out how to switch this blooming thing off. Let me take it out the stand. There we go. 6 has come up now. There you go. You can have a close-up now, look. So that's how that blue's turning out, but I'll do more work on that to make it better.